473 The future Zeno I is named Associate Emperor by Emperor Leo I. In 1183 Battle of Mizushima, Japanese terror clan defeat the Minamoto. 1278 680 Jews are arrested in England for counterfeiting coins, and 293 are hanged. 1292 OS. John Balliol becomes King of Scots. In 1491 Anne of Brittany becomes engaged to King Charles Roman VIII of France. In 1511 England, Spain and the Holy Roman Empire sign anti-French covenant the Treaty of Westminster. In 1558 Elizabeth I, aged 25, ascends the English throne upon the death of her half-sister, Queen Marie-Thérèse. Church of England Independence 1558 The independence of the Church of England is re-established upon ascension of Elizabeth I to the throne. Trial of Walter Raleigh 1603 English explorer, writer and courtier Walter Raleigh goes on trial for treason. In 1636 Brazilian General Henrique Dias wins a decisive battle against the Dutch in Brazil. In 1659 Peace of the Pyrenees is signed between France and Spain. Andromaque 1667 Jean Racine's Tragedy Andromaque premieres in Paris in the private chambers of Queen Marie-Thérèse. In 1734 Printer John Zenger, arrested for libel against NY colonial governor William Cosby, later acquitted. In 1774 First City Troop Philadelphia City Cavalry formed at Carpenter S. Hall, Philadelphia, one of the oldest U.S. military units still in service. In 1785 Church of England organises in New England. Battle of Arcole 1796 Battle of Arcole. French forces under Napoleon Bonaparte defeat an Austrian force led by József Alvinczi after a three-day battle at Arcole, Republic of Venice. In 1798, beginning of a five-day New England blizzard that covers thousands of houses and kills hundreds. In 1800 Congress meets for the first time in the newly built, but still incomplete Capitol building in Washington, D.C. established by the Residence Act of 1790. In 1812 Napoleonic Wars, Battle of Krasnoy during Napoleon's retreat from Moscow. In 1827 the Delta Phi fraternity, America's oldest continuous social fraternity, founded at Union College in Schenectady, New York. In 1831 Ecuador and Venezuela separate from Gran Colombia. Verdi's first opera 1839 Giuseppe Verdi's first opera Oberto, Conte di San Bonifacio premieres at the Teatro alla Scala in Milan. In 1840, two fugitive slave George Latimer captured in Boston. In 1842 opera Linder di Chamonix by Gaetano Donizetti is produced in London. In 1853 street signs authorized at San Francisco intersections. Victoria Falls sighted 1855 David Livingstone becomes the first European to see Victoria Falls in what is now Zambia and Zimbabwe. In 1856 on the Sonoita River in present-day southern Arizona, the United States Army establishes Fort Buchanan in order to help control new land acquired in the Gadsden Purchase. In 1858 origin of modified Julian period. In 1862 Confederate Secretary of War George B. Randolph resigns. Fredericksburg Campaign 1862 Union General Ambrose Burnside marches north out of Washington, D.C. to begin the Fredericksburg Campaign. 1863 Fourth Battle of Knoxville, Tennessee. In 1866 Opera Mignon by Ambroise Thomas premieres at the Opéra Comique in Paris, France. In 1869 Englishman James Moore wins the first bicycle race, racing 13 km from Paris to Rouen, France. In 1869 Suez Canal in Egypt opens, linking the Mediterranean and Red Seas. In 1871 National Rifle Association is first chartered in the state of New York. In 1873 rival cities of Buda Pest unite to form the capital of Hungary. In 1874 emigrant ship Cosby catches fire sinks off Auckland, New Zealand. In 1875 American Theosophical Society founded by MME Blavatsky Colonel Olcott. In 1877 Russia launches a surprise night attack that overruns Turkish forces at Kars, Armenia. In 1877 W.S. Gilbert and Arthur Sullivan's comic opera The Sorcerer premieres at the Opera Comique, London. In 1878, first assassination attempt against King Umberto I of Italy. In 1882, British gunboat HMS Flirt fires at and destroys village of Torrefano on the Fajardo River in Niger, in retaliation for attack on British-owned factory that left 5 Brits missing. Sullivan arrested during fight. 1884, police arrest boxer John L. Sullivan in the second round of a match for being cruel. In 1885, the Serbian army, with Russian support, invades Bulgaria. In 1888, Piotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky conducts the premiere of his Fifth Symphony at the Mariinsky Theatre in St. Petersburg, Russia. In 1889, Union Pacific begins daily through service, Chicago, Portland, San Francisco. In 1894, daily racing form founded. Keller Holmes arrested. 1894, serial killer H. Holmes is arrested in Boston after being tracked there from Philadelphia by the Pinkertons. In 1903, Dahomey Benin becomes a French protectorate. In 1903, in the Treaty of Petrópolis, Bolivia cedes the territory of As to Brazil. Bolivia gains rail and water outlets in the east. In 1905, the Ulster Treaty is signed between Japan and Korea. 1913, first U.S. dental hygienists course forms. Bridgeport, Connecticut. In 1913, the first ship sails through the Panama Canal, connecting the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. In 1914, U.S. declares Panama Canal zone neutral. Freedom of the press suspended. 1917, Vladimir Lenin defends temporary removal of freedom of the press. In 1918, German troops evacuate Brussels. In 1918, Social Democratic Party becomes Communist Party Holland, CPH. In 1922, the last Sultan of the Ottoman Empire, Mehmed VI, is expelled to Malta on a British warship. In 1926, NHL's Chicago Blackhawks play their first game, beat Tour St. Pat's 4-1. In 1927, tornado hits Washington, D.C. In 1928, Boston Garden officially opens. In 1928, Notre Dame finally loses a football game at home after 23 years. Soviet power struggle. 1929, Nikolai Bukharin is expelled from the Soviet Politburo amidst a power